Hello, Tune Stop Cycling. So today we have a showcase of the upgrades that were applied to both the Sentinel, which is behind there, and the Cromo-Klunker. There will be both computer clips, probably this one, but for this one it'll probably just be geometry because D-Tune wants to show the geometry of the Cromo-Klunker. I have no idea what he's going to do with the Sentinel. He can just put like a pop-up on the top left, you know, just saying what he's going to do with it. So probably the most notable change with the Cromo-Klunker that you can see is the new Maxxis tire. D-Tune, if you could like give a name, the specs and everything.
So this is a 26-inch, 2-inch wide Maxxis Larson TT tires. Here you can see most of the specifications here. Maxxis.com, obviously super cool.
Over here.
With this, what I believe says Silkworm. And this is minimum maximum tire pressures. And yeah, it's pretty cool.
And so there are more knobs. It's better for grip than the rear one. And another big change that you can note with the Cromo-Klunker, besides the bright blue cage for water bottles, is the handlebars. So, but me and D-Tune decided it was a good idea to swap out my bars for slightly larger ones, and we slapped on these lizard skins PD grips on there, and we extended them far above the reach they were supposed to go to, and so we kind of hacked our way into the 700 millimeter range. D-Tune could probably put like a top left thing saying how long they actually are. And so another thing that happened today was the rear derailleur. So we swapped out the shifter first with some old
Shimano Dior LX.
and the rear derailleur to some Shimano Dior. It's a 9-speed, but we need to swap out the chain in the future. And so we need to swap out the chain because the chain slips because it's too wide and it's meant for a 7-speed. Okay. Okay, so that was the clip of me riding as a demonstration of the chain. But onto the next part. Some minor details, such as the brakes or the pedals. So these pedals, the old pedals were very narrow and you couldn't grip onto them, and they were Walmart pedals. Okay, these are probably no different, but they have a lot more grip for some reason, because they're not as worn out, and they are also wider, and they're meant for my feet because I have very wide and long feet. Okay. So another thing that we did was we swapped out the rear and front brakes for new cantilever brakes. If you can just get a close-up. Oh, I wish. You could just get a close-up. And so they do way better. I do need to bed them in a bit because they are fairly new. We just installed them like about a week ago. Okay, so we didn't add anything else to this bike. And onto the next bike, the Sentinel. Okay, so here it is, the Sentinel. I'm gonna let D-Tune talk more about this because he's the owner of this bike and I do not know much about this. All I know is that he got new bars. I know he did something with his seat post. He did something with another thing. I'll just let D-Tune talk. I'll be out of view.
Alright guys, it is me, D-Tune. And, well, this is the Sentinel after all the upgrades I've done to him already. So one of the first things I did with the Sentinel was get new pedals. I replaced them not too long ago. The first upgrade I've ever done was the pedals with some race face chesters. These aren't the race face chesters, but the race face chesters are on the fluid right now. But these work fine for now. I'll try getting clipless shoes and clipless pedals to try it out. And after the race face chesters, I actually got a 1-buy on this bike. It's a Microshift Advent X with a Wolf Tooth 34 tooth chainring, and that's about what I did to the drivetrain. After that, I got this carbon fiber seat post, which actually came off the Pilot. It's a little bit lighter, like a few grams lighter, but it counts. Then after that, I got this new saddle. Pretty nice saddle, it's actually fit to me. Then after pretty much all that, I got these Maxxis tires, or 26 by 2.2 Maxxis icons, and they've been working so far really well. And yeah, I also got like brand new stem. I got this at Bearded Monkey for $15, and so far the stem's been doing amazing. Really like this stem. And with the stem, I also replaced these handlebars and put on these Race Face Atlas. We actually call this stem Bobucks because it's a red bead. It looks like Bobucks. It's pretty awesome. And these Race Face Atlas. As I said, this kind of looks like an Italian type style, which I like. With the silver, green, and red, looks awesome. Now, the biggest thing I've actually done to this bike, other than the one-by, was actually the disc brakes. So before the disc brakes, I had rim brakes. I took off the brake bosses finally. The rear brakes didn't really do anything. They were just there. Even if you pressed really hard with 4 fingers, you couldn't even lock it up even on dirt. And now with these hydraulic disc brakes, oh man, they're way stronger. The rear brakes actually do something. But I feel like I want to get different brake pads, since these OEM brake pads they seem a little bit weak for me. They're alright, but they're weak. Especially the front ones, since I think they came pre-contaminated, so that's actually pretty awesome. And these are actually Shimano MT200s. The same ones on the Fluid, just with smaller rotors. Both of these rotors are 160 millimeters, and they don't overheat or anything, so. And the extra braking power on a Super XC bike wouldn't matter anyways. So I just keep 160 millimeters. Depending on if I overheat these brakes, I might just upgrade to 180 in the front. Oops, too much zoom. 180 in the front. And pretty much that's about it. And I'll put a list of both bikes' total upgrades list, like pretty much everything, anything miscellaneous, on the screen. And after all those upgrades, you can totally tell the difference of, all those upgrades actually changed the bike a lot. Massive difference. From the very first video Tune Shop Cycling has ever posted, comparison from the old videos, and right now, pretty huge.